Okay, so we are going to do a do-it-yourself uh, Linktree landing page using Elementor in WordPress on your own website today. The cool thing about creating your own landing page that resembles a Linktree site is that you don't have to pay for Linktree. It's completely free. Well, almost completely free, but it is completely free and it runs on your own site, which means you have the ability to build up traffic to your own site, whereas, yeah, Linktree, you're bringing Linktree traffic and it's like really unnecessary. So that's all my whole thoughts. Okay, so let's get right into it. But before we get into this, I just want to say, please make a really quick list of all of the things that you want to put on this page because you don't want to like confuse anything. You really want to make sure that you link all the sites that you really want to link. Okay, so it put me as default, so I don't want none. I know I'm able to change it so that the okay, I hope I did this right. I hope I did this right. So I have to double check because sometimes if you do not do this, it's not gonna give you a complete blank canvas, and you want to make sure that when you are creating this, it is a blank canvas. See, as I stated, not a blank canvas like it's supposed to be. Oh, it would give me these problems. Okay, so. Definitely not supposed to do this. Of course, when I'm filming, when I start to film, it does this. Okay, I'm gonna try to add. I'm gonna try to add anything. Okay, so I'm going to have to like go back or something. Of course, that when I start to shoot a YouTube video, of course, like I have issues with creating a blank page. Like, it's really supposed to be just a simple, like, it's really just supposed to be a simple, like, 1, 2, 3. I don't know why, but this is not giving me so much issues when I'm trying to create a YouTube video. Like, goddamn. Okay, this is how it's supposed to be and how it should look. So, my apologies that it took 10 years and a day for it to decide to look. So on Instagram, because of how Instagram is built and the fact that it is mobile friendly, you want to build a page that is mobile friendly that you can have all of your links on. So I just want to make sure I clarify that.
Page layout and select canvas right here.
This is how it should look, generally speaking.
So that is
Add right here, and then edit the padding. So when I click on the section, go to advance and add some padding, and you're gonna click on percent. Which is like right here, it's like really tiny. So you're gonna click on percent, and when you are working with like mobile stuff, you just wanna make sure that it's pretty accurate. So that's why we are doing it this way. And we are working in desktop mode because if we do not work in desktop mode, if we try to work in mobile mode, none of those changes are going to take effect. So we just have to do it like this, just to ensure that that goes the way that it should go and that everything works as smoothly and responsive as possible. I'm going to add some padding to the top and to the top. And why is this not? Okay, so this is top. What the heck? Delete. I'm gonna add some red padding to the top. I don't know why it is giving me so much of a headache today. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now that I've added my padding, I'm going to start adding my links to this, and which I'm gonna go back to what I just pressed on. And honestly, your first thought would be to just add buttons to it, but no, you don't want to do that. So you are going to do so your first thought might, like I said, be to add buttons, but you don't necessarily want to add buttons. Why is this not? I don't understand. I'm having so much issues with this. Duplicate. But honestly, I think that when you do that, it does not look right when you do that for whatever reason. I do not know why. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't look right, especially for the look that we're going for. I don't think I personally think it looks right when you are just adding a button to what it is that you're going for. So I am going to undo this because before I even did this, I actually created a similar page and I did not like how the buttons look, so this is going to be my header section right here. That's going to be my header section, but let me adjust this. So, and this is going to be where we do our buttons. I got to unlink them because that's going to change all the values together, and we don't want that. So we're going to make sure it's in percentage. I'm going to put 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. And we're going to go to this column thing. We're like in as far as we're going to. I don't like the idea of doing a new window, so we're just gonna just like that, add the link, and then because we already made the button, all we have to do is go and duplicate it. I do want to change the pattern on here though, because I definitely want to change the pattern. Put this thing. We're gonna do 2 to the top and 2 to the bottom. That ain't working for me. Yeah, that's a lot better. I can definitely work with this. We're gonna definitely gotta make some adjustments. But okay, so since I already like went ahead and made a whole thing here, I'm basically this is what my finished product would look like after I created those buttons. Um, I'm kind of confused as to why the page that I was originally creating was doing everything that it was doing. But again, this is what it should look like and how I had it set up. Um, and I'm not so certain as to why it was like that. So basically, I'm just going to make sure that I walk you guys through what I did. So my alignment was, instead of it being in the middle, the center, I put justified instead. So I put that, I changed, instead of it being medium, which I kind of like the medium, but not so much. I definitely don't like large, so I'm gonna keep it. I don't like small, so I'm just gonna keep it the way that it is. This is large. Um, the style of how it should look. This is the style. I changed the border to solid, and then I changed my width and everything over to -10 top, right, bottom, and left, and that's how I was able to um, get these to look the way that it looks here. And again, I like the way that this looks a whole lot better. It looks definitely a lot cleaner. I'm trying to think, and then my right padding, my margin is negative 50, and my hold on, I'm going to I don't like 50, so I'm gonna change that, and then 30. 30 does not look right, so there is a reason for why I had to do what I did. And this is by far how I like it. This is definitely a lot easier. And once you create, like I said, once you create one button, you can literally go in and duplicate it to all of these other buttons. And honestly, this is probably my lifesaver. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. This is definitely 10 times easier. Um, so that's my whole spiel on that. I don't have any links. I definitely do not have any links in here at the moment. I obviously have to adjust this, but let me go and adjust this for you guys. Hold on. So another way to optimize this page would be to adding a little bit of a greeting. So we're going to go to adding a heading. Change. I do not like the font, so I'm going to change the font to something else. I'm sorry, guys. My computer is taking 10 years and a day to do this, and I do not know why it's taking so long for it to change, like, adjust and load. Like, it's like horrible. The internet in this house is just like ridiculous. So I do apologize. Like, I'm really trying to get this done for you guys, but it's just like really hard to do that when the internet is not working. Like, it's taking 10 years to do this. It, okay, I somewhat managed to get this thing to act right, but who knows if I actually did. I just do not like when my internet does not work the way that it should work. You've got to be kidding me. So I had to go back to maneuver because apparently this thing, like, I don't know why I'm having so much issues, but I'm definitely not with it. But I added a bio. As you can see, I had to go backtrack because apparently, like, this thing does not allow me to do my functionality the way that I would like it to be. And we're gonna put a header, Instagram, change the style. I'm crossing my fingers that this thing make it a little bigger. I would put my logo. I have no problem putting my logo, but I just want to kind of keep this page simple. Um, I kind of just want to keep this page simple. But I am going to adjust this because I want to move the picture on top. Like, I have no problem putting my logo, but I think the way that I have it set up, I think I like it the way that it is. Put the picture on top, and I might just see. Yeah. Okay, this looks a little crazy. So we're gonna leave that the way that it is. But and I did all this. So we might just add, I might put my logo on the bottom. Like a little 1, 2, 3 like not even like a big picture, more so just like we're gonna just see how this looks if we just add like a little signature. And it doesn't really need to be that big. Like, personally, I don't want it that big. Yeah, I don't really want it that big, so it's just a little extra flair. And before I forget, because I am gonna forget, we want to just make sure this is in canvas mode, and hopefully it does not change what I've done. Because this is another page that I have to walk you guys through. So again, that looks a lot better. But again, I need to go back. Because this is only the desktop version, I do need to go back in and make adjustments to this because We definitely do not want this to look a hot mess. And that's for that. And then because we've already done this, like, I like it the way that it is, but I think I want to see, let's see, 11 edges. Okay, so I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I personally like how I have this, but because this is a little bigger, this photography is a little bigger, I'm gonna, I don't know, because certain words, this is kind of cutting it short. So because like everybody does these things differently, you don't have to do it the way that I'm doing it. This is just the way that I am doing it because I find it actually a lot easier to do it like this. You don't have to obviously do this the way that I'm doing it. You can if you want to. Um, it's not recommended to do it like this. You can find your own way. This is just my way of doing it. Um, I'm just trying to figure out how to at least make this a little better. Okay. This ain't working. That's not how it works. So 15, 15, 15, 15. And this does not look right because there ain't going to be nothing I could do to fix this. So I'm not even going to stress it. Like, I'm really not even going to stress it. One more thing, make sure that when you are doing it, make sure you are putting justified so that it does not move your wording. You want to make sure that it's justified. Go back here to style, down here, put the 15. If you don't look back, what can we put this is really kind of tough. You just want to make sure that all your buttons look coherent and pretty much look the same. You don't want them to not look a certain way. So you just want to make sure that all of them look good. Start above, again, 15, 15. Read the blog. Oh, again, make sure it's justified. Some of these I realize are not, even though they should be justified. Some of these buttons that I made are not like that. And like I said, you don't have to do it the way that I'm doing it. You can find your own unique way of doing it. This is just the way that I'm doing mine for the sake of my sanity. Everybody has their own way. And once you get the hang of it and once you create it, it's pretty much game over because you can add your own links. You can update this whenever you want. You don't really have to necessarily worry about if like the Linktree goes down. So just like having this for your own is amazing. You can do way more than what I'm doing it, the way that I'm doing it. I'm keeping mine simple, black and white, clean cut, and clean cut. Because you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. Just say that. Me personally, this is how I want to have it. And I personally want to have it where it's short, simple, and sweet. I will link. I will be linking a link to a blog post. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what the heck happened, but this thing like did something and it stopped recording again. Honestly, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna be doing this to the same buttons. You don't really. This one like that. I guess some of these you're not going to be able to control the fact that it's going to be big. Like, it's just the wording. I do want the button, but as long as the buttons look coherent and pretty much the same, it shouldn't be that big of an issue as long as the buttons look the same. But if in the event that they are not, then like I said, just adjust it. Other than that, it shouldn't be really much of a problem. Other than that, this should look a-okay. You might have to adjust, like, if you feel like you need to adjust, like, your uh, text, then feel free to adjust your text. I'm going to try to see if I can. What happens if I do this? I honestly might have to make these a little bigger. I didn't want to, but just for the sake of some of these not looking right, I'm going to make them a little bigger. Just from mobile view, because I just. Something's off about this one. Like, I'm a little off about that one, but I guess it's okay. I don't know. Something's off. And last but not least, and it's a good thing I scrolled down to check this, last but not least, you just want to come in here and so yeah, that is because everything is pretty much primarily like whole other color. I'm just gonna add a little bit of color to this by making my cover thing pink. Just to add a little bit of color. And that's, wait, before we even, like, say we are completely done, let's just make sure this is on point. See, I don't even think we really need to do anything. I don't think that we really need to do anything to the tablet version. I think the tablet version pretty much speaks for itself. Double check the desktop. I think we're pretty much done. And so let's just review. Yeah, I think this is. Did not do my last adjustment. I made an adjustment to these and it didn't do my adjustment. Oh well. Anyways, this is that's pretty much it. So I am done, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and don't